Relationship problems often have to do with unhealed wounds from the past. So I know for myself to be able to meet my perfect love, in addition to my work with Vince, I had to go back and do psychotherapy. You may not have to do that. I came from a very difficult childhood, so I had to do a lot of it, but hopefully you won't have to. But it has to do with wounds from the past. It shows up in relationship problems today. So having a broken heart in relationships, if we have a relationship that doesn't go well, that ends, the heartbreak doesn't necessarily mean anything about you. So I know a lot of us, when we get a broken heart in a relationship, we think, oh my God, I'm not lovable. I'll never fall in love again. None of these things are really true. It might have something to do with us in the sense that we might need to heal our hearts, but it doesn't mean that that's no indication that we won't be able to in the future. I know that Vince said to me, is it really broken? Is it really broken? It feels like it's broken. But the fact is, there's this amazing quote from Khalil Gibran. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He was a Persian poet. And he said, the pain is the breaking of the shell of your understanding. The pain is the breaking of the shell of your understanding. So every time our heart is broken, every time we have pain in love, every time we have pain from something not going the way we wanted it to, it's breaking the shell that we have, that shell we have around our heart is breaking so that we can understand better. What I started feeling about my broken hearts was that it was so painful because it was breaking because my heart was too small. My heart was too small. It didn't incorporate enough people. For example, I had to notice that I thought only good-looking people were lovable. That just seems absurd to me now, but that's what we're constantly being taught. Only 10s are worthy of love. Maybe 9s, maybe 8s, but nobody else is worthy of love. It's like everybody is worthy of love. And I aspire to be the kind of person who can love everyone. I'm not there yet, but I had all kinds of things that needed to be broken around my heart because it was too small. So when I would break up with someone, I would really see what's the lesson here after I quit beating myself up. And it's always a potential. Whenever there's pain, there's always the potential. This is breaking my current understanding because my current understanding of this issue is too limited. So as you progress on the spiritual path, you almost start seeing pain as the good stuff because there's always an opening there to see, how have I been seeing this too small? How has my criteria for love been too small? I feel as we went through that little exercise, we felt the wall around our heart and it's constricting and it's too small. It's the best we can do right now, but eventually we want to loosen up, get big, get more and more open so that we can become more loving, not less. A broken heart is a time, if we have a broken heart from a relationship, that's the time in between relationships when you can make changes. So often we go immediately into another relationship, and there's something to be said for that, not hanging around being a victim all the time. But it's also a time when we can really take stock. How is my heart too small? How do I need to become a more loving person? Am I universally social? I know when the first day I was with Vince, he said to me, well, I treat a fashion model the same way I treat a homeless guy on the bench. I was like, wow, that's practically a saint. I want to be like that. I want to be like that. I don't want to be, I want to start being more what we call universally social, which means everybody's the same to me. That's a more open heart that I aspire to. So then we also ask ourselves when we're in these moments when our heart feels broken, am I a loving person? What's the evidence of that? Am I just trying to take love from somebody, or am I actually genuinely a loving person? Am I just trying to take because somebody's good looking? Am I just trying to take love from them? Or am I actually a loving person? Do I care about little old ladies crossing the street? Do I care about the baseball team? the softball team, maybe making a contribution, helping them? Do I ever show up for any sort of charity work? Do I give money to charity? Do I have a good relationship with my family, with my friends? Some of us, our families, it's a little challenging, but if our families, we can't have a good relationship, have we created our family of choice? Are we continuing to grow ourselves as lovers? This will show up in our sexual relationships as well. If we're more loving in general in our life, this will show up in being able to attract a more quality lover who's able to love us back. It's going to be a complete mirror of how loving we are, is that exactly who we attract back. For myself, I had to realize my heart was only half opened, so I attracted men who were only half opened. And as I was able to become a more loving person, guess what? I attracted someone very loving, and now we live in love all the time. But I was the problem with that. So I had to ask these questions with all my heartbreaks. Am I actually a loving person?